Hey guys, welcome to my take on the 5.5 patch notes. Today we'll be going all over champion changes, buffs and nerfs first, and then followed by the bug fixes. First off, let's start with Bart. He seems really good on paper. We'll have to see how he does eventually. He's like Thresh, where he has a really high skill cap. Not as much mechanically, but you have to think a lot with him more so than doing stuff. I think he can be very good in the long run and in the right hands. His numbers seem alright. Check out his spotlight so you can get a better feel for him. Seeing Azir desert the mid lane makes me really sad. Even though I'm a jungle main, he's one of my favorite champions just because of his voice and looks. So they gave him some of his range back and increased his base attack speed to make him feel smoother. Because Azir is a fly motherfucker. And at the same time, I don't think Azir will be seeing much play unless they do something substantial with him. For Gragas, they increase his mana pool and the max damage of his W on monsters. To be honest, Gragas might see a resurgence in the jungle department, the Cinderhulk version of him. He's very disruptive, but his ult takes some skill to use. Probably won't see as much plays, since there are way better tanks at the moment. Looking at you, Sejuani. Kassadin's a funny one. I feel that Riot is in some sort of abusive relationship with Kassadin. They break up, wet at each other's throat, have make-up sex, and everything is great. Well, for now. So Riot gave him a new look for the rekindled romance, and they also lowered the cooldown on his ultimate, making 2 seconds at max rank, increasing the range and lowering the mana cost. I guess it's alright, meaning we'll most likely start seeing him again. Oh god. Have fun locking that stuff down. On a more serious note, he won't be the greatest first pick ever, or greatest blind pick, until someone figures out an optimal playstyle for him. In the last patch notes, I told you guys you'll most likely see a nerf this patch, and here it is. They reduced the damage on her Q at all levels, making her easier to lane against. So Lissandra is still Lissandra. Her initiation and catch potential is still the same in solo queue, so she's still strong, keep playing her. Woohoo! A jungler! For Nautilus, what they did is they are trying to move his damage around by removing some of the damage from his shield, so he isn't totally useless when it's down, and lowering the cooldown tremendously on his E at later levels. At 40% CDR, it has a 3-second cooldown, making you an even better slow bot than Nunu, since it's AoE as well. My recommended skill build is to get 2-3 points into W early and have your E maxed out by level 9. Trust me, it's the best. As soon as Sejuani gets nerfed next patch, pick up Nautilus, who will take over her place as the prime tank jungler. Fuck Nidalee, joking. They nerf her W base damage from doing percent current HP to flat HP, so she doesn't jungle as fast early on. But please, Riot, keep the nerfs coming. I know you like him, and this time I like him as well. She's still gonna be good this patch, though it's not gonna kill her. She still has the same early power, 1v1 potential, and snowballing potential. And did I say fuck Nidalee? I think I did. For Rek'Sai, this is a good change. Sometimes you destroy a tunnel that you didn't want to and it bums you out. Any change to clarity is good in my opinion. Too bad she can't see shit when burrowed. Sadly, or luckily for some, she has fallen off in a meta that is teamfight heavy and highly mobile. If you like playing her in the jungle, this is a good change because more percent damage is always nice since she procs it 2 times with her Q. Riot is probably scared of buffing jungle Shyvana too much because usually what happens is that power spills out to top lane, and when they nerf that, in turn they will probably nerf the jungling counterpart without wanting to. Because of Sion, I'm giving props to Riot because this shows how they're getting better and better at balancing after every patch. They reduced the mana cost of his Q at all levels and increased its damage as well. At the same time, they increased the mana cost of his E, the skill everyone maxes first, so he can't spam it as much. Did Sion lose any power in the long run? No. Is he easier to lane against? Yes, he will be. Will he still be able to top lane? Yes, he will. And the Q change also buffs jungle Sion, which is neat as well. So good job on this one, Riot. I'm liking this change. Sion will actually take skill to play now. I think I spoke a little bit too early before. After doing something good, they messed up on this one. So I have to talk about it. Like, Skarner is getting a nice buff, because wait for it, he's getting a 4 damage increase on his Q at all levels. Damn, I think like this is some sort of joke. At least now they made taking his E more fulfilling, because having a rank 5 ability on such a long cooldown doing 120 damage is pretty pathetic. Sorry Scarf, better luck next time. I think Riot is just scared of this thing. They don't want to feel this thing. Well, we might as well talk about Sona right here, because she got a bug fix on her passive, which is also a buff. She no longer consumes on blue trinkets and Kalista sentinels, because it never consumed on anything else that wasn't worthwhile. And also they buffed the mana cost on her ultimate, which is good. I like that. I like that they're trying to standardize mana cost on ultimates. For Tristana, marking someone with her E now gives her a reset on her Q by 1 second per auto, much like how Grace work, but only when you tag someone with her E, making her not as sad when she uses it on a tower or a frontline tank. I think it's a nice buff. It's not gonna push her over the top, which is good. For Trundle, increasing the range on his passive is nice. Making the heal 20% at all ranks is really cool for a frozen troll. And fixing the bug on his stat gain is also chill. But it won't take away Trundle's main problems. He's a frozen bruiser, meaning he can't move how he wants in fight and is limited by his W. He suffers the Udyr problem of not having an instant gap close. Don't get me wrong, Trundle is strong, but what good are those strengths if you can't even use them? For our beloved Crabman, they are giving him a mana ratio on his shield. This is a huge buff for Urgot players, because most of the time you max out your shield second, because you needed to have persisting slow effect, and having it break because of a breeze pass by made him really sad. Will this make him broken? No, but it will make him good. Also, they reduced the cooldown on his ultimate at later levels, which is always good, and he will benefit even more because Urgot usually caps the CDR. For Varus, the cooldown starts as soon as he charges his Q now. That would be so cool if Vi worked the same way. You could double Q people all day. No, I'm just kidding. Don't do it. But Varus can actually double Q people now with enough CDR. It's a nice change for Varus, but it's not gonna fix his main problems of being an immobile marksman. Maybe people will start playing 40% CDR Varus with stacking AD. Wait. Maybe only in Aram. So all you Aram Varusi, have fun sniping people. Maybe that will be his new niche as a marksman. The legendary sniper? I actually like that idea. Maybe Riot is trying to aim for that. Holy moly, I knew this was gonna happen. They're making the missile speed of his Q faster, thus making it more responsive. And they will reduce the delay on his E, the stun cage, to make it more responsive because that thing was harder to land than a Cho'Gath Q. And I'm pretty sure they will keep the changes coming, more buffs for Veigar in the future as well, which is good. For Vi, they reduced the movement speed from 350 to 345. It's gonna affect her, but it's not gonna be game breaking. They also reduced the early damage for ultimate, making her less prone to snowballing lanes, and making her level 6 not as strong as before, but Vi is still Vi, she'll still be good this patch, unless you're up against a Sejuani. For Volibear, he now gains a reset on his Num Num part of his W. It will help his jungle clear for sure. He won't be stuck bare wrestling raptors or Krugs. But just like Trundle, he won't find a way to fit in the meta. He suffers the Udyr I run at you fear me roar syndrome. But all you Volibear mains will surely appreciate this buff. For Xin Zhao, so Xin is mediocre at best, and they are giving him small buffs to help him out. I find him nice, not game changing. He was already doing okay in the current jungle. Maybe eventually Riot will decide to give us release Xin again. On a second thought, never mind. Last but not least for Zac, the change on his W is nice because that way you don't have to be so anal with your blob management in skirmishes, since the cooldown is now stored and not wasted. And increasing the CC duration of his E will make it even more rewarding and actually feel like a hard CC, going from 0.5 seconds to 1 full second. Our time to shine is soon, Zac. Let's dethrone Sejuani first. Whoa, I totally forgot about Zillion changes. Alright, so these changes are just so people get used to New Zealand, which is nice. Reminds me of what they did with Lucian on his E reset, because I personally find Zillion in a really good spot right now. It just takes more skill to play. Alright, now let's go over quickly the bug fixes for Gangplank. He isn't supposed to apply the damage portion of his passive on champions immune to slow, such as Master Yi in his ult or Olaf, and I guess more Black Shield. Okay, good. For Karma, another bug fix where her ultimate E didn't give the proper shielding amount. Bug fixes are always nice, but using her ultimate E is really conditional. Not many people play Karma. I personally like her, so Karma mains keep on going. I personally hate Karthus, but that's a story for another day. This should actually be a thing. If you dash through it, you don't get slowed. I'm just kidding. It's his only form of defense, so let him have that. So being slow when you dash through is justified. It's a good change. Oh boy, another bug fix. So yeah, sometimes when Singe flanks someone, you don't get wounded at all. But this will fix it so that all of you Singe players keep doing these trick shots. I personally find it cool when a Singe main manages to do that, because I never do. Maybe I'm just bad. Right, for Soraka, this one is when you hit the bullseye with her Q, the damage was appropriate. Hooray, Soraka. Alright, this one can be annoying if you ran into it, because cancelling an auto on Victor is a big deal, since the main damage on his Q is the auto attack part, so good job Riot. That is it for champions. If you guys want more of me rambling about this patch, click the following link. I will do the items and the rest. If you guys want a more in-depth view of the jungle changes, click this one, it's super fun. Ciao ciao!